Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everyone. How is everyone doing this Tuesday morning? This Tuesday morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. How is everyone doing this fine Tuesday? It is a gloomy, awful day, awful looking day in Joliet, Illinois. And hello, the mother and daughter duo. Good morning, Lisa J. Stocks. And good morning welcome to TNT family. How have you been feeling? I am waiting on Amber to come in, um, and we can get the show started. Um, hey, young Riaz, how are you doing? Young Riaz is a rapper from the UK. Um, you do know sometimes you have to speak things into existence. And young Riaz, he wants to be a rapper, and he can be a rapper. And if that's what he believes, that's good. Yeah, it's a gloomy day. So is everybody getting ready for Thanksgiving? You know, Thanksgiving. Hey Pan, how are you doing? Pan, my beautiful friend from Greece. Everybody will be getting together. They'll be getting with their families, and they can celebrate just eating great food, homemade pies and homemade cakes and dressing, and it's a good time to celebrate. Yeah, young Riaz, that's good. How have you been doing, Pan? You have a show today, right? I'm just waiting on Amber's Truth Angels to come in because uh had a subject uh, for people not to be suffering in silence. Well, okay, you're live tomorrow on Wednesday. Okay, so you got to get a new PC. Hey, Sandra. Good morning, everybody. Just waiting on Amber's Truth Angel. She had called me. I was a few minutes late, but she had wanted to talk about we shouldn't have to suffer in silence. Um, being a voice. So I'm just, hey James Money. Yeah, it's gloomy. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Hold on. This is how. Oh Lord, y'all probably heard me. That was my sister calling me too. Yeah. But anyway, I was saying my cousin Sandra, you know, who I have the utmost respect for, always loved her. Y'all, I'm gonna have to, cause I'm not seeing Amber Angel's truth. I'm not seeing her, and she says she's in the chat, and so this is crazy. So what I'm gonna have to do, y'all, I'm gonna have to end this show. I gotta figure out why I can't see Amber Angel's truth. Mary B, I know nobody sees her. How you been doing? You haven't been working out anymore? Pan, I don't do that Black Friday shopping. Um, you can shop online. Okay, hold on. I'm waiting on my tablet to start. Okay, you was on the break. Yeah, I've missed you. Well, I have been pretty sick myself, but I'm better. Yeah, because Amber Angel's truth, she wanted to talk about some things, you know, like people that are suffering in silence. Okay, hold on, my tablet is starting now. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, that's the topic. Why some people they suffer in silence, and I guess we were going to talk about some people are ashamed, or some people, um, wow, are embarrassed. Hey, TSW, how you doing? You know, a lot of us grew up under the what happens in this house stays in this house, or some of us got too much pride. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to see because nobody can see Amber's angels. Truth. Hold on, y'all. I got the tablet. I hadn't turned it on. So it now I just gotta remember, how do I see if somebody has her blocked? And why would any of my mods block Amber Angel's truth? And she's always on here. Well, Okay, I think I done found it now. It's such a gloomy looking day. Hey, Ren Rock. Okay, I'm in the studio. I'm just waiting on that one. And so now I got to go to where it says community. Okay, and somebody did have her blocked. Hold on, let me call her. Hey, y'all, hold on. Hold on. Hold on, y'all.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday.
Okay, y'all, hold on. She's gonna be trying now. Thank you, Mary B, for helping me. You know, I came on YouTube. I was in the RSK sector, and I came on YouTube, and I really wanted to uh, build build like bridges with the younger people to try to keep the connection. And I do understand that some people, I get it now, where they think us older people, we don't know anything, or they know it better. I get that. I got no issues with nobody. I just had hey Tomcat. Oh, go over and check out Tomcat. He was walking in bushes yesterday and talking. Let's see. Yep, I can see you now, Amber. Okay, let me drop the link so you can come on here. Okay, I'm getting ready to drop the link. Okay, Amber, I've got the heck, and True Strong Warrior. Glad you finally able to catch a show. Yeah, I want to just talk about like everyday issues. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Hold on, Pete. Okay, we got Pan up here thus far. We just waiting on Amber. Yeah. Yeah, we see you now, Amber. That's crazy. People have hey Joe Morgan, how you doing? Boy, it's some weird stuff be going on. Okay, DJ Pete, I don't know what happened to him. Let me. So hold on. We're just waiting on Amber's Angel to come up. I'm sorry for the delay, y'all. Hold on. Hey, lady.
Oh my God. Is
Oh,
there
I know. Oh my God. Finally.
is there an
Finally.
echo?
Nope.
And
There's no
oh
echo.
yes, yes, yes.
Mhm.
We don't need that all the oh my God. I can't believe it. I had to walk up here to my mom's because my internet, that free internet, it gives me a problem when I try to do live. So I thought I was losing
Oh,
my
okay.
mind. So we're good to
Well,
go now.
I tell everybody out there, see if you can qualify for the free internet, especially us people that are living on monthly incomes, that's getting SSI. I mean, we did work and we paid taxes. So, a lot of people say, oh, I don't want nothing from the government. Well, I want everything I can get um, from the government. I pay
That's right.
taxes. They shoot, you figured I worked for 40 something years worth of taxes paid. They got a lot of my money. So to give me a free phone or some 9.95 internet ain't nothing to the interest they made off my money.
Nope. And they
Yeah.
still making money off your money.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
yeah. It's a highway robbery is no fair exchange, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But
And so
anyway,
anyway, Amber's Truth Angel and I, we always talk, and she always comes on the panel, and we had wanted to do, and I was gonna ask her some questions because um, we understand that we're older, and we know all young people, they don't respect the elders, or they don't think we know anything. We're not, you know, we just lived and seen some things. And once you keep living, let me tell you, you're gonna see exactly what we see. As the old saying go, keep on living. Cause let me tell you something. The game ain't changed out here. Only the
nope.
players.
Yeah, and the
Only the
rules.
players. Only the players. So Amber,
Yes, ma'am.
oh wow. Okay, so the realist Mary B said somebody blocked her on my page too. What the hell is going on?
Oh, somebody out there doing some evil shit. That's all there is to it.
Well, they not getting ready to have their way. So
No.
Amber, what I wanted to ask you is, and we talked about this yesterday, about having this conversation about why some people suffer in silence. Why is that?
I think, it goes back to when we were younger. I mean, I've been in and out when I was younger, I did not get along with my mother so well. And so she would send me off to the fifth floor. That's what we called it, the fifth floor for some psychiatric evaluation. and stuff like that. Here she comes. She's going to come in and witness everything I'm saying. So we did not. We had the opportunity. What, Mom?
You finished cigarettes?
Oh my God! Over there on that table, she gonna start on me about some cigarettes during the breaking my conversation. Over there, Mom. I'm on a show. Anyway, I love her, but she got to quit smoking. She smokes 3 packs a day.
Yeah, right.
At 83 years old, I guess she ain't gonna die of no lung cancer. But anyway, so back in the day, we had to go to, be shipped off or whatever, and it was hush hush. No, don't tell anybody that I've been in a psychiatric ward. They'll think you crazy, And people commit suicide back then. They would just give the funeral and not say they committed suicide. So people suffer in silence because they don't speak, they keep it inside. They don't realize that they have an option, right? They have an option to speak, talk. We have this platform. But when we offer our suggestions and try to save people some misery, they don't want to hear it because see, they already know everything because they're so advanced and intelligent, and they got all the answers at their hand with Google. But and people are so critical nowadays that a lot of people won't come out with their issues. And if they just talk to someone, that maybe they could work it out and get it out, or at least be open to somebody suggesting things. And then, people, a lot of people's pains aren't obvious to the naked eye. For instance, I'll just give an example. When my disease first started out, look, my body was full of pain from head to toe. I could hardly move. I was on all kinds of pain meds and everything. This is when I was 21 and pregnant with my second son. And I could barely open a door to a drugstore, going in and out the doors. They didn't have automatic doors back then. And I opened the door and I got in there, and an older lady was coming out the door, and I was having severe pain in my arm to open the door for myself, that I let the door go. And she thought, and she started cussing me, that I was rude and disrespectful because she was older. But see, she couldn't see that I was in severe pain. I was only there to go to the pharmacist to get my medication. It was all I could do to get in the store. See, so our pain isn't always obvious to the naked eye. We can't see. And you will hear people committed suicide, and then you'll hear people say, they didn't show any signs. They never talked about anything. They were like, their life was good. They had everything going for them, yet they took their life. So I would say that's suffering in silence. That's just 2 examples of what I'm talking about. Suffering in silence, and people that are alone or live alone. There's plenty of option out here, Mama. There's plenty of options out here to, she's fussing. My mom's going to start fussing. She gave me permission to come in here, but she wants to start doing
that's
all kinds
all
of
right.
stuff.
Let Mom fuss. Girl, I wish I had my mama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's making all kinds of noise. She promised me she wasn't, and she did it anyway.
Hey,
She's all,
so
keep
did you
calling
and
the
your
cat.
mom, did you start getting along better the
Yeah.
older you got?
Yes.
Because, you said when, coming up, y'all had some,
Yeah. And the
And
problem
so did
now,
you think your relationship got better once you got older and went through life? And do you feel maybe she wasn't as hard on you as you thought she was?
well, honestly, I found out that she was a lot of my problems was because of her. She shut me out if I wanted to talk. She, shut up, go to your room. I don't want to hear it. you know, she shut me down, right? So there was a time where I went a few months without speaking to anybody, except, you know, at school. I would speak to people at school, but I come home, I wouldn't speak in the house. And she got me sent off again. Well, if you're not going to talk, we're going to send you where you can talk. I was underage, right? So I went there and I was telling them, look, I try to talk to her, but all she wants to do is criticize. See, and I don't want to dwell on it. Now that she's older and she's showing signs of dementia, we're getting along pretty well, pretty good. And because I have realized that she's not the same person that she was. She's not all there. That part of her that was evil and wicked, and I'm not just saying that. That's her way. That's the way she is. And even though I knew it and know it, even now that I'm older, I have to overlook that and get beyond that, because I still have my mind and I know what God tells me, and we have to forgive. And I forgive her, but there's moments when, like, yeah, it's gotten easier in the last 2 months, I should say.
Okay.
But if she knew what was really going on.
Like Amber, back in our day, you know, we didn't really have no rights.
None at all.
You know, we didn't have any rights.
No, man.
Like what they said went. I mean, when it was, you ate what was given to you. You didn't have no choices. You know,
That's right.
Either you ate what was cooked, or you went to bed hungry. When they told you to do something, you better do it, or you get, you know,
That's exactly right.
your own punishment. So when you hear people now, it's like I couldn't have dared said some of the things to my mother the way y'all talk to y'all parents, because if we opened our mouth up about something, shoot, and they thought you was getting smart with them, they would hell throw
It
what
seemed
was
like it cut
ever
out.
closest to them.
Can
or
y'all see me? I had to
snatch
come back here because she's going to turn that TV on full blast.
it. Okay. Yeah.
See, she's got the TV full blast now. I can't sit in there, and I lost the internet. I'm sorry. I'll go back in here. Okay. Last thing I want to do is be a
Now,
problem.
So TSW says mental health has been made fun of so much that now some people consider it an embarrassment.
Right. But you know what? I'm not ashamed of anything that I've went through and learned. All of it's a
Tracy,
learning lesson.
yeah, it was all a learning lesson. But you said that, you know, you became quiet and since you didn't have a voice, do you think that affected a lot of problems that you encountered later in life?
Yeah, I really do. Because now, you know, everybody, if you tell people why you went into drugs or drinking, they're like, there's no excuse. Don't tell me there's no excuse. It might not be the excuse. It might be the reason. And I delved into the alcohol really heavy, you know, and then then she had a reason to complain when I come home late. And I was, a teenager, and like you said, the rules are the rules. But my father, on the other hand, was always at work, but he knew the relationship between my mother and me, and I was the middle one. My oldest sister was older. My older brother, he was blind, so he got treated extra special. He needed extra care anyway. But then my two younger siblings, so I was a middle child. And so I was like, the two older ones, they could tell me what to do. The two younger ones could do whatever they want. And I had no control over them, even though I was left to babysit with them. Well, anyway, and later on in life, I got into the drugs, and what I thought was love, I went the wrong way on love, because I didn't know what real true what love is, so I went all the wrong directions. But I say that God took me through all of it to bring me out on the other side. So it turns out that both of my sons say, Mom, and they've said this, they said, you need to forgive yourself, because first of all, if you didn't do the drugs and get into it and we didn't see it the way it was and what happened, then we probably would have gotten into them, but we won't touch them. See, they don't mess with it because of me. So I feel like that was a good outcome on that. And now I'm older. I'm not looking for love, not looking to party out there, having a good time or whatever. And another thing is I started hanging around, being around Black people. Well, I'm just going to get into that for a second. And they were more acceptable of me than my family, right? So I gravitate to what shows likeness and love, or at least caring. So that's what we search for, I think. And so I got wronged and ridiculed for that, and I'm like, I don't see what y'all are seeing. I'm talking about my family. I don't see what y'all are seeing. I don't understand what the problem is. I was so confused, in a whirlwind of confusion, and now that I'm thinking about it, April, I really was so confused. I didn't have anybody to turn to talk to. See, and if we didn't have no internet, we had a wall phone with a cord, right?
Right.
So, and that's another thing. The first restriction would be no phone for a week. Wow. And you not leaving the house. There ain't nothing like ground zero against your will. I was like, damn. Right. I wouldn't go back to them days for nothing. And yeah, I try to commit suicide. Now I know the correct way to do it if I want to really end it. But that's not in me. I'm a child of God, and that's not for me to do. And I understand that now. So I really wanted to escape, but I had no escape. I didn't know what to do. I don't know. I just, and my uncle sexually, abused me when I told my mother, which is her brother, oh, kids just do that. I said, he's not a freaking kid. When I was younger, I couldn't defend it like I'm just said just now. But, her and my grandmother, which is his mother, they acted like, oh, whatever. I think that you're confused. Okay. So that also shut me down. You know what I'm saying? I just it was a compound of things at such an early age, and getting into the drugs for so long. I went out there. I saw probably things you saw, just things that you shouldn't see. And it was a whole different world, but I could thrive in it. I could talk to people in it. I could move around in it. I had some kind of control, although I had no control, and there's people that, oh, just listen to me, I'll help you, and blah, blah, blah. And see, all these things, I just was clearly misled. I see hindsight 2020 now. And when I try to tell my nieces this and that, they're like, oh, you worry too much. Look, if you only knew the truth about the ways of the world, you would not be doing some of the things that you're doing. But you're probably going to get killed in what you're doing because you don't understand and you're not going to listen. And you always hear people say, well, you got to learn the hard way. You got to learn it on your own. I don't know who made that crap up because you do not have to learn it on your own. You know, and my dad, he didn't ever understand what the problem was between me and my mom, but she was physical and she was verbal in an unloving fashion, you know. And now that we're older, my sisters see it too. Now, I still love my mother, although, you know, a child will love their mother even if their mother is abusive because they don't know anything else. Therefore, they look for that in another person, and thus the cycle is not broken. They stay with what they're used to, you know, and I could talk all day long about it and not really, I don't know. And
So you chose to suffer in silence
yeah,
because if you spoke out, then you might get physically or verbally abused or your phone privileges taken. So,
yeah, the phone was
and
the first resort.
okay, the phone.
Well, no, I'm saying that would be the first threat, but the ass whipping coming too. It doesn't matter. That's first and foremost. You definitely not getting on the phone, and you definitely getting your ass tore up. And if you got anything to say, we'll fix that too. So okay, you
And
know,
then here we go, people, with another thing. You know, nobody wants to believe when kids say they've been touched. See,
right.
to
I'm sorry.
people that's listening in the background, I don't think kids just make up stories of being touched.
You know,
And why is it so hard to and thank God I never had to deal with this type of things. But I dealt with some other type of things, you know, dealing with mental illness. So my life wasn't all that peachy, neither, you know. We do
right.
the best that we can. But, you know,
You
if we're trying to protect the children and teach the children and then tell them that this isn't great behavior, it really doesn't help when you don't believe the child. I'm going
hey,
to drop the link. Yes, I am.
April,
Mm-hmm.
I I just want to
Yeah.
say, add this was a thought while you were talking. Now look, if a child comes up to you and they tell you something like that, and then you're like, well, and you ask them, well, what did he do to you? What did he say? If the little girl tells you at the age of 6, maybe 6, I might have been younger. I haven't figured it out quite yet. I've been trying for years to pinpoint it. If he asked me how many hairs I have down there. How in the hell is a 5 or 6 year old supposed to even know that you're supposed to get hair down there? That would be my mama's first clue that something was not right. First of all, how you gonna be asking my child whether she got hair down there or not? And why the fuck you want to know? Oh, excuse me. Why would you even want to
Right.
know? Right? I mean, people are ignorant as hell if they don't listen to their children. These mothers that bring these boyfriends into the house, and oh no, he would never do nothing. But guess what he done did that you didn't know about? Your little girl was trying to tell you something, but you didn't listen because you refused to be hurt. Look, you better take some pain for your child because it's a lifelong suffering in silence. That's why
Yeah,
women wait till they're older to come out with it.
yeah. True Strong Warrior, I just dropped the link. Um, Tomcats World say, for the most part, they don't. My stepdaughter was molested by her dad, and when she told me, let's just say he can't do it again. Hey, HBIC Room Shaker, um, GJ334, loving me, Tracy, rocking with the truth. Um, she, hold on, we got another person.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, True Strong Warrior,
Hey,
how are you doing? I'm
I'm good.
doing fine.
Can y'all hear me good?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I'm working, so I didn't couldn't really type everything. But I'm gonna be very limited in what I say, particularly because of the sector that my channel falls under, you know. But
Girl, don't, we ain't even worrying about that. Say what you want to say.
they be attacking
I
me.
don't care.
But I wanted to speak about when you were saying how the children not being believed and things like that. Sometimes I feel as if the child, um, they don't see. I was molested as a child, okay, and it was a family member. And the problem was that this family member was a prominent member in my family and in the community. So that intimidation alone is a lot for a child because one, you don't want to be the one to tear your family apart
Right.
because it just becomes very complicated. And I don't know, it was just like I told, but I didn't tell till I was grown. I was like 26. And
When
what
you
ended
could
up
defend
happening,
yourself.
yeah, what ended up happening is I don't know, I just started going off, and then I ended up having to go to counseling, and I stayed in counseling for years to get through that because of the closeness of the person in relation to me. It's like the people who are supposed to protect you are the ones that hurt you. Um,
Hmm.
and it was like it was strange because in December of 2020, my mom died. Very didn't I mean, it was just really fast. She passed, and then 36 days after that, my dad passed, and then a month later, my brother got killed. So it was like it I didn't know if because um when my mom passed, it hurt so much I couldn't feel anything else. I couldn't. And I know it was my dad and my brother, but I couldn't feel anything else. It was just like I don't even know still to this day, it's almost 3 years later. I don't know if I grieve my dad or my brother, but I still feel my mom. I felt like at that point, mental health, those were the two times that I felt like my mental health was at risk. Was when my parents and my brother passed, and one day my husband, he had asked me to get him a beer. I was 26, and I came out of the basement to come get the beer, and all of a sudden I was just busting glasses down the steps at him, just cussing him out for no reason. He didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. So he took me to the crisis center. And then as I'm talking to these people, that's when I exposed everything. And
It
then
had to
that's when
come
I had
out.
to go to counseling, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, it wasn't easy. Like, I went to counseling for years before I was able to deal with that. And what I did notice though is that before I said something about it, I was embarrassed that that happened to me, because I was like, why me? You know, like, why would they do that to me? What did I do to make them think that that was okay? But what I did notice is that after I exposed them, I was no longer embarrassed about that. I felt like the embarrassment shifted to them. I was no longer embarrassed about it. And I also found out that there were other family members that that particular person had touched too. It
See,
was just bad.
when you told, that did do a shift. It took it off of you and put it where it belonged.
Hmm. It definitely did. It was like a weight lifted, you know. And even in my final step of my counseling, I had to confront.
Oh God.
Yeah. And at the time, I mean, I live in New Jersey, but at the time, the person lived in South Carolina. So I had to go to South Carolina to confront this person. And I don't really even know how to take this, because when I came down there, I mean, at the beginning, they thought I was going to come, you know, just for a vacation or whatever. But no, I was coming to confront them, and I didn't want them to go run and hide. So I just made it seem like everything was okay.
Of
So
course.
when I get down there, I don't even know if it was closure or if I just don't care anymore. But when I confronted them, they didn't deny it. They didn't say they were sorry. What they told me was that they didn't think that I would remember all of it.
Exactly.
I'm like, "Oh, I don't even understand that statement. Like, you didn't think I would remember all of it, part of it? Would, like, do I get an apology? Is anything? Do you feel bad?" I have since later found out that he also had been abused growing up.
The torch got passed.
Yep. But where I don't see, where I get upset at is where they say when you're abused as a child or you're molested as a child or whatever, you grow up and those people molest other children. For me, it is like I want to protect these kids hard. You
Exactly.
know, my son has never stayed a night at anybody's house ever, and he's 14. Like, I don't care, because I feel like with the relation of the person that happened to me, that shit can happen with anybody. Ain't nobody clear anybody. You know, so I don't know. I just feel like my mental health was really tested when I was 26 and when my parents and my brother passed. I don't know. I'm still trying to climb out of um my mother's thing, and I went back into counseling for grief. And where I'm at now is like trying to learn that I'm never going to get over it. I just have to learn how to live with it. So I do try to do things without taking any type of medications or anything like that, because I just want to see if I could do it naturally. I'm not against medication. If you need it, take it, because I feel like we'll take heart medicine, we'll take kidney medicine, we'll take, you'll take medicine for all these other organs, but your brain is an organ. So why can't your brain be sick if your heart can be sick? All right, so I'm all for it. If you need it, take it. I didn't feel as if I needed it. I did have to take it one time when my mom passed, but that was, they said, my anxiety or something. Couldn't take those because they just make you sleep. And I don't think that's the answer. Just sleep
No,
the
that's just
whole day away. And with the type of job I got, you got to be awake. So
exactly.
I couldn't really do that. But I mean, it's, and I hate that my channel is caught up in a particular sector, because I would really like to go deep with my journey of even coming out of that mess. But
Yeah.
it's just too much going on right now. I mean, I might come back to Miss April later and come on her show and do it. But it's a lot.
Well, I would like to respond to that, April, if I could. When you said, that they say that, people that, are abused, sexually abused, that they go on to sexually abuse.
Hmm.
Now, that did the same thing to me that it did to you. My first son never stayed with the babysitter until after he was 4. Same with the other one. Now, and I wasn't on hard drugs then. I wasn't doing any drugs then, right? And
Hmm.
then also, my son and his ex, the what he's divorcing her now, she did not understand why I told him, look, you cannot leave your children, your babies, with me until they are out of diapers, which means they can go to the potty by themselves and they can speak English and understand English. Until they can speak and take care of their downstairs by themselves, because I don't want to be in that position of anybody to say, well, this might have happened or that might have happened. No, you're not, because if I would have to go in and explain about his wife that he's divorcing, for you to really grasp the understanding of that. But now they're fine. They can stay with me. They can speak. Oh my God, they can write. If I say something, they can spell it out and write it on paper. 5 years old. This girl, you ain't gonna pull her panties down, do nothing. She gonna tell,
Exactly.
she might hurt you. See, so and she understands because my sons also know about what happened because I don't keep them in the dark. So they know you gotta watch your children. Do not leave your children with nobody. If you have to, leave them with me. I mean, I'm the one, right? I'm the one. But anyway, I just wanted to say it infuriates me for people to say, "Oh, if you were sexually abused, you probably went on to." No, 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 because some people get the message the first time how wrong it is. There was no
Yeah, and my thing
satisfaction
is,
in it.
you know
Go
how
ahead.
you felt as a child when that happened to you. How
Badly.
could you ever want to put that on another child like that? That's to me, it's like that's why even when we were caught up in this other sector or whatever, I'm not going to name the sector because I'm really not. It's just different. It's a whole different ball game over there. But um, I'm not giving any. I'm not giving any passes because you're
No.
grown and you knew what it felt like when it happened to you. So why would you do it to anybody else? And it has to be mental
It
because
has to
I
be a
don't even
genetic thing.
understand how you even attracted to a kid for one, But what I'm telling you, the first thing, and the person, I was 5 years old the first time that it happened. And I still remember it because I was never a kid that peed in the bed, never. And
Right.
I remember them coaching me after to tell my mom that I peed in the bed. So my mom was
What?
like, well, yeah, my mom was like, well, she never really pees in the bed. I've never had that problem with her. She must have really been scared or something out there because she never pees in the bed ever. And because he told me that he would beat me, I would get a beating if I told anybody, and this person had beat me prior. I didn't say anything. I got scared, but I was more embarrassed than scared because how do you come
Right.
out and say that that happened to you and it was your family like that? That's what's embarrassing. Now that I had exposed him and everything came out, I don't care about speaking about it anymore. It
Well,
was like I said, it.
it took me a lifetime and every occasion until my abuser moved out of state to New Jersey. Um,
Um,
yeah, well, it's just
that's
coincidence, and
right.
it's nothing to do with the other. But when you said that, it hit me like, oh, that's where he meant he went. But see, he moved away from the family, and see, every
Mm,
time they would come down, him and his wife and his little girls, He'd go to hug everybody. No, no. Stephanie was. I'm not. I wasn't the one. What's wrong with her? She won't give me a hug. Oh, he must think I forgot. You know what I'm saying? But this was like a torture every Christmas. Every time the family got together for occasions, it was torture for me. So every year afterwards, as I grew up and older and went through some things, I planned on confronting him. So after I'd had both my sons, I wanted to ride to the store with him. I asked him to, let's ride to the store. Will you take me to the store? He said, sure. And I was going to confront him. Girl, I was so nervous and I didn't get the nerve up to confront him, right? So that was just a wasted opportunity. But do you know, he died about 2 years. He died about 2 years ago. And I talked to his wife, and she's my age. She's my exact age. And I told her, I said, look, Brenda, I've got to tell you something. And I told her, and you know what she said? Oh, I thought it was your older sister. He told me about her.
Wow.
You talk about, yeah, because him and my older sister is only 6 months apart. They grew up together. And me and him's birthday is the same exact day. My birthday is the same birthday this is. And he's exactly 5 years older than me. So I'm thinking if I was 5, he was 10. If I was 10, he was 15. If I was 7, and I've been through all the steps of the ages. And because my grandma and them like, well, you must have done something. Oh, really? I mean, see, people, when you try to explain it, you feel like, are you to blame? Are you to blame? You don't even,
feel like it. At least I
it's
felt like it.
horrible.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was 5 and he was 23. That was a
See, now
grown
that's a
ass
huge
man.
difference.
He
That
knew what
motherfucker,
the
excuse
hell
my
was going on.
language. Exactly.
Knew exactly what was going on. So, I give him no passes. I don't.
None.
I mean, today, he has passed on. And you know how you feel when your family passes. It's like, you get sad. I was just like numb.
I didn't shed a tear. Not a
I I,
one.
I was just numb. I
Yeah.
couldn't feel anything. So it was like, I don't know. But I do, even though I didn't get a response that I wanted, I was glad that I did take the advice of the therapist to go and confront them and to expose them as well. So
I think you
I'm
did the
glad that I
right
did
thing.
that. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, it was like, and then when I told his father about it, um, his father was like, well, he was like, I'm not making excuses for him, but the reason why he was living down here with us is because he was molested while he was living in New York as a child. So that's why he ended up moving down there. And I told him, I'm like, I don't give a damn. I just
Right.
don't.
There's no excuse. I
And
feel
then,
like crying
but what
because
they
yours is worse.
what no, don't cry because I've dealt with it, and I'm not crying over that no more.
That's
The
sad.
thing is that when only thing that I regret is that my son does not know that side of the family because of what happened to me with him. I kept my son away from everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. He talked to them on the phone, but I would never, like, if I'm going down there to visit a particular person, I'll take him with me. But to send my son down there for the summer or anything like that, absolutely not. It's just not
No.
happening. And like I said, he's 14 now and he don't really know them. And I don't care. I just don't, because I'm not going to put my child in a situation about a bunch of adults who didn't even protect me.
You are doing 100% the right and correct thing because, see, you can sleep at night. You went through enough torture and probably still affected by it mentally, because that's ingrained in your brain, in your thought process. So the best thing you could do is to protect your child,
Yeah.
and and you can sleep at night knowing you did just that, and you
And
know that he's
like,
not taken advantage of.
right, doesn't it seem like once you expose it, it's like everybody start having these light bulbs? Like I was speaking with his wife at the time that it was happening to me in her home. She said, she said, I remember a lot of days where I would walk by your room and he would be in the bed with you. And I
What?
always wondered. I said, so you thought it was okay for a 23-year-old to be up in the bed with a 5-year-old and you had no clue?
Oh
Like
my
that
God.
it didn't look weird to you? So I cussed her ass out because don't try to make it seem like you about to come at him when I feel like you just as complicit as he is.
Exactly.
I thought she
Oh,
didn't
that's
have any
wrong.
idea, but she's like she used to just wonder why he would get out. He would argue with her and to get out the bed with her, and then come get in the bed with me when there was an extra bedroom, and he could have went to the living
Uh-uh.
room. So
No.
it makes sense. So no,
she,
look, like, you don't get any past
she needs shit slapped out of her. I'm sorry.
pretty
That's
much.
ugly.
Well, needless to say, that was my last conversation that I had with her. I haven't spoke with her since because that's just too much. It's just messed up when it's blood family that's involved because it just kind of like divides the family in half,
It's like they
But
were condoning it. It's
'cause
like they,
it was like nobody was surprised. It was like they knew.
who
Nobody
knows?
was
They may
surprised,
have. All of them might be screwed up.
you know?
Fa- Family tradition bullshit. No. With
I'm like,
only a few young victims.
mm-hmm. I'm like, this is crazy. This was somebody who was supposed to protect, and we can't do that. I'm just like, whatever. I mean, he's passed on, and I'm sure, he has to face his maker or whomever for that,
Yes.
for sure.
Mhm.
He's gonna have to face that. So, and no, I don't feel bad that my child never saw that particular person in person. Nope, not one bit.
Thank God.
He didn't even know that my son was born till he was like 8. And that
I
was
can
because
understand.
somebody sent him a screen because I didn't have him on my Facebook. Somebody sent him a screenshot of some pictures of my son's 8th birthday party.
I
And
bet
that's
you
how
were
he knew.
mad.
He mad as hell. Mad
Oh
as
my God.
hell.
How the
That's
hell
how
you
he
gonna
found
send my
out.
picture to a pervert?
You know,
What?
my baby, shoot. I was
Uh-uh.
mad as hell, but I mean, I still don't, even though he's gone, I still don't deal with them.
And you
I
should,
don't.
girl. Yeah, I don't care if any of my sisters, everybody knows they kind of were looking at me funny for a while. I'm like, look, don't make me tell you about your husband. My sister died. Okay. And then her husband, which is my brother-in-law, married my other sister. Right. But
Oh wow.
she doesn't know. And when she's yelling at me, she doesn't know that he tried to mess with me when I spent the night with my other sister and him. And he was drunk, and she went to bed. She was 5 months, 7 months pregnant. I was pregnant too and didn't know it. That's a whole nother story. This some bitch gonna tell me it's not like I'm some stranger on the street. And he's cleaning his gun and talking to me and trying to make out with me. I'm like, I said, I swear to God, I'll scream. And she's just in the next room and she's pregnant. It's not like I'm some stranger on the street. Oh my God. So I have a hard time trusting men. And I would never tell my sister that's living now about just the not the molestation of a family member, but the unloyaltiness of your spouse with me, your other sister. He's got a thing for the sisters. She said, "You're
Mm-hmm.
just mad because he didn't have a thing for you." I said, "You a stupid." We don't even want to get into that. I have
That's
no
just
desire for that lush, drunk gonna do something, try to put the move on me when his pregnant wife, which is my sister, in the other room. You a dog. You a dog.
Yeah,
So
I don't know what that's about. That's some weird kind of stuff. But
yeah,
um,
they're weird.
the reason, and let me tell you, this is the only reason he stopped was because I don't I don't even know if I'm gonna say this in this sector, but I don't care. They can use it, like whatever. Um, I started getting like he started when I was 5, so I started getting ready to go through puberty, right?
Right.
I'm getting older now, so when I was 12, I got really sick and didn't know what the heck was going on. So he took me to the doctor and I found out I was pregnant.
Mm-mm-mm.
Never even had a chance to get a period. I was just pregnant.
Jesus Christ.
So that became a whole nother cover up and a whole nother lie that I had to cover because, of course, I couldn't have no baby at that age. So he did whatever he had to do to make that not happen. And then because I got pregnant, he never touched me again after that. But what he did say, he was mad at me because he said, "Why didn't you tell me you had started your period?"
Oh my God.
But
That's
I,
a
I was,
tragedy.
I was 12. Like, come on, I didn't even get a period. Never had got one.
You got robbed of a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah,
But I see you're persevering right now though.
yeah,
And it's made you a better person, and I feel like the things that you experience, it made you a better future for your children because you know what to look out for.
yeah,
You will guard him with your life. See, that promotes a good mental health for him. Although you know you suffer or have
yeah.
suffered, I would say you're still
I mean,
suffering, but
I'm not suffering right now. Let me tell you, I graduated high school, I graduated college, I went on and got my master's. I run the federal government systems, so I don't care. I am okay. I was truly, truly blessed because one thing that I was able to control was school. So I kind of threw myself in school and just did all. I mean, I just kept going because that was the one thing I could control.
see, I went the opposite way. I did
That
the negative
it's
thing.
kind of like you go one way, but either way you do it to the extreme,
Yeah.
and it was like school was just like an obsession with me for a long time, and then it was like, okay, you need to get into your career. You got all okay, it's good, you got all these degrees, but now you need to work.
Yeah,
So
but see,
I
now
mean,
you suffered in silence for a long time,
yeah,
and I'm not saying I'm not girl, that is a lot. We are blessed that you even
but
here to speak to us because a lot of little girls, a lot of little children, they don't live through it. They don't pull through it. They don't get through it. I'm saying more get through it, but there's a few that don't, and it's blessed that you got to the point that you are able to speak on it. We need the
yeah,
survivors. We
yes, we
need them.
do. And I speak. Um, I work with this group called Sister to Sister, and it's basically about this type of stuff. And it's a bunch of girls from 5 to some of the oldest one is like 17, but it's just the things that they tell me, and it hasn't changed.
Unbelievable.
It has not changed. My story ain't no different from some people. It's just that they're not ready to tell it, and you
Exactly.
can't make them. You can't make them. And the worst part about it is that when you're in that stage and you have not disclosed, you still have to deal with that person if they're in your family and act like everything is okay.
Oh
That
yeah,
is the worst ever.
because you don't want to hurt them or anybody else, so you
Exactly.
suffer.
Exactly. But
Self
once you
sufferance.
disclose, it's like fuck everybody.
It's game on, y'all. Who's got
Yeah.
something to say about it, right?
That was the best thing that I ever did was tell and confront him. That was the
That's like
best thing
waiting.
ever.
That's like waiting to exhale. And I have to ask you so I can get maybe some gratitude from my point from you. Maybe just inspiration on me because I need it. What you looked him in his face and you saw him when you confronted him. What
Mhm.
was his reaction? Did he have any kind of
He dropped his
what was
head.
his damn
He
right?
did drop his head.
Okay,
He dropped his head and he put his hand over his eyes and he took like a couple deep breaths and he said, I didn't think you would remember all of it.
they hope you never remember. I often wonder if my uncle, uh, all them years on occasions, I was thinking, every time looking at him, sitting there looking at him, watching him interact with his daughters, did he molest them? And also, did he remember what he did to me? Did he remember? Because he's acting like nothing happened, and I'm ready to explode with
He
the truth.
remembered.
I wanted to
He
come out
remembered.
with it right there at the Thanksgiving table, y'all. He
He
remembered.
remembered. He remembered.
So I guess he knows why I didn't come to the funeral. I mean,
He
everybody's
he
like, you
remembered.
need to go. I'm like, no, I don't. No, I'm not going.
They don't forget that. I mean, they were there. They did it. They know what they did.
Yeah, but when they get older, you would think maybe they forgot. But
Mm-mm.
if I hadn't forgot, he ain't forgot.
Right.
I'm just thinking that way. I don't know, but it's so
But he's passed
completely.
on now, right?
Yeah, about 2 years ago, and I still have to look at my mom. Oh, I miss him so much. I said I don't miss him a bit. Why do you feel that? Oh, that's right. You don't still minimizing it, huh, Ma? You
But
still
let me tell you,
minimizing it?
right? For you, whatever guilt or shame or whatever you're holding, you're going to have to let that go. And you're also going to have to understand that you can't control how other people see him or feel about him because they didn't have the same experience with him. But you're going
Right,
to have to just be okay with, look, this happened to me and it's part of made me who I am. It is what it is. You had no fault in it. You didn't do anything and just know your worth. You deserve
yeah,
everything like everybody else. And even if you did go down the path of drugs or whatever, who cares?
right.
That was the path that you had to take to get to wherever you needed to be.
And I feel, and you're right, and I feel, just all the things that I've been through, God took me through them to prepare me for what's going on today.
There you go.
And I feel like I am where I'm supposed to be. And I like to talk to April Showers because she comes from a time zone a time where I came up, but
Hmm.
we still had completely different experiences of things.
Right.
And then we have the skin color difference, which she's bringing me to understand that she saw a difference of treatment at work, and she had a good job, right? And
Mm.
but they gave another color her over her. They chose the lighter skin over the dark skin. See, I didn't experience that
Yeah, well, us
because
as black people, we experience that on it.
yeah,
That's like that's not uncommon for us.
I'm not. I've never thought of that perspective, but then when she brought it to my attention last night, I'm like, okay, so so that's why some people are angry, but they holding a whole lot of the whole everybody responsible. I just take people on a one individual basis.
And that's all you have
God
to
gave
do.
me that
You gotta
gift.
gonna you're gonna have to do it on an individual basis because
Yeah,
everybody don't think the same, everybody don't feel the same.
no,
Even for me, like, do I feel like people are oppressed? Yeah. Do I feel like I'm oppressed? No.
Right.
I don't. You know, I
Right.
don't feel like there's anything that I want to do that I can't do. But that doesn't mean that I'm not. That could just mean that I have not come up against that particular challenge yet. But um even in my work career, I people like in my sector like to call me the feds, but like I'm the police or something. No, I'm not the police. Okay, just because you work for the federal government does not mean that you
Yeah.
are a police person. I'm
Right.
sitting here protecting your systems, the systems that pay y'all out disability or workers comp or child support or Medicaid. I'm making sure can't nobody infiltrate that system so that y'all could get those benefits. Okay.
Well, I
So
thank you.
I'm the police of the system, but I'm not police people.
That's
So
right.
stop saying that mess.
And see how
You know?
people got this world has gone label crazy and
Yeah.
identity. We are in an identity crisis. Seriously. Oh my
I don't know,
goodness.
but I just say I just try to take it on a case by case basis,
We'll
you know.
get through this. We'll get through it, y'all.
But
Yes,
I'm
we
gonna go back
will.
in the chat, Miss April, because I said it before I am working, so I
Oh,
don't want to
thank
stay
you,
on here
too
too long.
strong warrior.
But I
You
had to
know,
comment on that.
oh yeah, and I've always loved doing these panels, and like I say, me and Amber, even though she
Say it.
is
Say it.
another race, we still communicate and talk to each other, and like people are mad that me and this lady are talking. I'm like, are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, that's
I
me.
mean, like ain't no. Well, you know how I am, too strong boy. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what I'm gonna
Yeah, I
do and
know.
who I ain't gonna talk to. You know how I am. I
Yeah.
dance to my own beat. you know, yeah. And if people do more communicating, and everybody's not going to think alike, but you can respectfully disagree to agree, or just try to understand where somebody else is coming from. But some people, they just have all of the answers, or they don't want to. Some people, they just, they wake up in the morning and they're looking for a fight. Uh,
Yes.
Yeah.
and, you know, I always wanted to have adult conversations, talk about the uncomfortable subjects that, you
Hmm.
know, we don't talk about. And, you know, I'm 61. I can say my parents, they did the best they could do. I love them. Wouldn't trade them for nothing in the world. Um, I had a call that was coming in. I wouldn't trade them for nothing in the world. But I know it's a lot of things. I used to do a lot of ear hustling, and you know, listening to my grandmothers. I used to listen to the older people and stuff. And even now, I'm getting a little discouraged. Um, you know, trying to build a bridge between old and young, and try to understand. I know these are not the Harriet Tubman days, and things have changed, but they really haven't changed that much.
Right. I mean, I think it's okay for like some of the newer stuff or whatever, but sometimes you can't forget the older things because that was the foundation that got them there. So you can't knock away your foundation. You're gonna need that. Some things work, some things don't. I don't know, but I'm going back in the chat because I don't want to fall behind. Got to make sure y'all good.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Hello? Okay, so I am here.
Hi, I'm sorry. I've come out of the bedroom and my mom's got TV loud. So now I'm going back here. Lord of mercy. She got a good story now. I like that. Now my mom's gonna come back here. If I was here just to visit her and not be on the phone, she would be ignoring me completely. I was looking for an ashtray in this.
Oh, you're on the phone? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm doing my YouTube show.
Still? Oh, I thought you'd be done.
Yeah, I'll call you when I get done.
Okay. Are you
Okay.
gonna get them though for sure today? 'Cause it's kind of an emergency. I have to be that big family thing again.
It'll probably be tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus. Did you already call it in?
Yeah. Okay.
Why don't you call them back and tell them you need them today?
Okay.
Yeah, it's an emergency.
Everything okay?
Yeah, everything is okay.
April?
Yeah, everything is okay.
Might be breaking up. Is it me or you? Okay.
A couple of these trays. No. You need